What's up, guys? It's the Death Dragon here, back with another 2.5.0.2 overview. In today's episode, Scout Rifles. I'll be using my Distant Star here. It has the Iron Red Dot, obviously, Hand-Laid Stock, Extended Mags, and Hidden Hand and Icarus. It's my go-to scout currently. I considered using the Mida here because of Third Eye, but there's an artifact to cover that, and I don't like Smart Drift Control reducing the damage of the weapon. So in this gameplay here, it's going to be a bit shorter than usual. I'm using my Distant Star. It has Extended Mags, Braced Frame, and Hidden Hand, and I find that it makes it feel really consistent and very Mida-esque, but a little bit more easy to use than the Mida. And you'll notice I don't do very well in the first half of this game, and that's all you'll get to see. But I ended up pulling at 1.2-ish by the end of the game. But the thing is, Scout Rifles, this shows a lot of the problems with them in the current meta, and I almost didn't make a video on Scout Rifles covering 2.5.0.2 because Scouts didn't get changed, and they suffer from the exact same problems that they always have since Destiny came out. But I do feel that with the meta shifts to 2.5.0.2 broad, I could there's some stuff that could be discussed here, and I think I might be able to add a little bit to the conversation. So you'll notice in this gameplay, a lot of people using sidearms and hand cannons. I just keep getting repeatedly flattened by sidearms and hand cannons, because those are two very, very common weapons, right? Especially in Rumble, pretty much everyone is using sidearms and hand cannons. So in a meta like that, which is extremely close quarters centered, you'd think a Scout Rifle would be good, allowing you to keep your distance. And in theory, that is good. The game just before this, I got a 2.7 KD on Swords of Time. That map, very easy to keep your distance, there's nice open sight lines. But on a map like Burning Shrine, even where the sight lines are long, there's quite a few long sight lines, looking at a couple right here. There's a lot of cover. It's really easy to close that distance safely from behind cover, making Scout Rifles underwhelming, simply because of Destiny's map design being really close quarters. And then, on top of the really close quarters map design that Destiny's always had, and still has now, even in all the DLC maps, there's a really close quarters meta going on. Sort of a rush people with hand cannon, primary sidearms and everything sort of meta. And even shotgun. Rushing with shotguns is still valuable if you are good enough at it to keep your ammo. And I think that presents some problems for Scout Rifles, because there's not enough long-distance engagement for them to be a consistent primary. But in something like Trials of Osiris, or maybe a slower skirmish game, Scouts are great. Sorry, still sick. Scouts are great because they allow you to keep your distance. And in game modes like that, everyone wants to be keeping their distance, because dying means a lot more in those kind of game modes when you play a bit slower. Not to say that these Scout Rifles are bad, though, because as a weapon type, you can see with this Scout Rifle I can land 3 to the body, or 3 to the head, 1 to the body, rather, on most armor targets. Not the highest armor, but on the majority of targets. And always I can 4-tap to the head. And that's why I choose to use Silver Mida, by the way, because of the 57. I don't use Smart Drift Control on this, it doesn't have ballistics options. On Mida, I feel that Smart Drift Control is really the only choice, and that lowered your impact by a bit, so you only hit for 55, and you can't kill people to the 1 to the body, 3 to the head on most Armor Guardians like you can with the Distant Star here. And with that, 4 shots, you can knock out a really fast time to kill. One of the fastest in the game, around 0.8 seconds, my memory serves here. And it's really good, but the problem is if you have to take 5 shots with a Scout Rifle, that last shot is going to make the time to kill drastically longer than if you were using, say, a Pulse Rifle with a high rate of fire. Or, I don't know, the Last Word, we can quickly bang off 1 more shot. It's the same problem that a lot of slower rate of fire weapons in general suffer from, like the Parthian shot archetype of Pulse Rifle. Well, that's for the next video coming up. And those problems, the ones that I've been discussing here about the consistency of getting 1 extra shot, those are really negated at longer ranges. Like if you were to get First Light, for example, at the map, that problem would be negated almost completely because of the size of First Light and the fact that no other primary is going to be killing you even nearly as fast as 7 shots from a Distant Star will be. No hand cannon is going to be killing you nigh as fast, or auto rifle, or even pulse. And I find that makes Scout Rifles a really powerful weapon type, but in the right circumstances. And then there is a that archetype of scout rifle, the mid-impact or mid-rate of fire ones, such as not like the others and the Treads Upon Stars. The reason these scout rifles aren't the best is because they take the same shots to kill for the most part as the archetype I was previously discussing, the Mida archetype, but take a lot longer to do it since they have a lower rate of fire. So I'd say overall, my thoughts on scouts right now is they can be a dominant force in the right hands in the right map. As I believe Holtzman put it a while ago, this was in reference to high caliber pulse rifles, and that isn't really a problem anymore. He said scout rifles. This is namely the Mida. It's like a scout. It's a precision instrument that can do extreme damage in the right hands if used precisely. But something like a high caliber pulse rifle back then and hand cannons and sidearms now, more like a jackhammer, overwhelming force that won't hit that one specific niche that it needs to, but will hit almost everything almost as well as a scout rifle can even hit its one niche. So why would you use a scout rifle in the current state of the game? I can't really see too much of a reason, even though I personally main scout rifle, the weapon type I use more than anything else in the current state of the game, because I find them to be the most fun and reliable. That concludes my thoughts on scout rifles, and I bid ye farewell. Goodbye.